Yeah, J.Storm, they haven't played this Phoenix in the last month. So I'm very excited to see it. I'm pretty sure it's got to be in the 4 position, right? Played by Fair.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's got Fear Phoenix. Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to see it. So complexity, they can either take their mid laner now or their 4 position. I think they should go for something like the Sand King now.
Well, Z Freak's the King. Yeah. Actually, well, Z Freak has played Darkseer too, so they could even switch that up a little bit if it felt necessary. But getting a support that could help with the dealing with the egg would be nice. I think too. It's another way to, like, yeah, that's the problem with maybe going the Sand King. Another melee hero. Do you really want that into an egg, into troll?
I mean, you are right about range heroes. I'm just really thinking about the Darkseer's lane. And so if you pair the Darkseer with either the Sand King, I was going to say the Nick Assassin, but I realize he's been banned out. Because I'm just really thinking about the Darkseer's lane. And it's just such a powerful thing. You put the Iron Shell on him, he's able to run down anyone. And it'd be tough for even a Troll Warlord to survive in that one.
Well, they're definitely using their time. Down to 20 seconds, and they've chosen
Sniper.
The Sniper. Well, he helps with the egg. And they don't have the greatest ways to get on top of Sniper outside of Phoenix Icarus dive just yet.
Yeah, I think from their mid hero, you're totally right. I'd like to see someone with that mobility. I mean, we have seen that the way Moo plays this Doom, he does build the Blink Dagger and go for the War Stomp eventually, so that will be useful. But also, I really like them taking the mid hero here now that I think about it more, because they don't have last pick, and now they have a chance to ban out one of the things against it. So there's no point saving it to last pick, because J.Storm gets to counter it anyway. So you might as well take the higher priority hero so the Sniper doesn't get banned out.
Yeah, trying to think now what they may plan to ban, but for now, J.Storm is thinking about what they want to ban. Of course, the Z-Freak hero likely. Or, I mean, honestly, it could even be a position 5, as Wyvern in the hands of Z-Freak is definitely not out of the question, too. So, is there maybe just a support in general that would be good here still? Oh, wow, okay. Well, Ember Spear ban. Can't say I saw that one coming. So they suspect I'm guessing a support Sven is still possible with the Wyvern.
I mean, anything is possible, but I personally wouldn't have gone for the Ember Spirit. But there is a lot of synergy between the hero and the Darkseer. You know, Flame Guard, Iron Shell is one of those classic things. So J.Storm, I guess their motto is just better safe than sorry, and they're more afraid of that than any 4 position or any support that could come out.
They banned Kunkka. Definitely a good counter to Sniper, one that's good on getting on top of him. So, more information now as far as what complexity may be doing with that Sven, or even the Darkseer, as I mentioned earlier. Could do some funky stuff here.
So I'm looking at my lovely list of 4 position heroes. And there's the Shadow Shaman, but, you know, complexity, they haven't veered towards it, where we see some teams that really like it, but obviously ranged offers you a lot of control that you might like to see here. I think either that, the Sand King, is Earthshaker banned? I don't think Earthshaker's great this game, but I think it's around one of those.
Dire team pick.
Ursa Warrior.
You're way off.
So it is the support Sven. It looks like J.Storm, they understood this draft a lot better than us. And I do, and complexity, they do love running this Ursa. They have I have it up somewhere. They have a really high win percentage on the hero.
It's Miracle's one of his most played for sure. At least on complexity, I know that. Yeah, he plays this hero quite a bit, so not surprising from that aspect. It's a great egg killer. I was going to say that their lockdown was a little concerning, so I was hoping maybe they get more of a lockdown with the final pick. Ursa doesn't bring that, and J.Storm tries to make them pay for that now, as they have a Storm Spirit final pick.
Yeah, you're totally right. The only, you know, like reliable stun they have in the early game is coming from that Sven Stormhammer. Obviously, I think Miracle, if he has a good game, he will get that Basher. So, you know, if he gets lucky, he'll be able to take down Briar. But really good identification there for the side of J.Storm that they just don't have the control for this Storm Spirit. And he's also a great counter to the sniper. You know, he'll always be able to find him no matter where he's positioned.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic Storm Spirit game. You obviously have to have a pretty good game set up for this hero. He's one of these final pick that can really throw things the other way or towards one team. And in this case for J.Storm, I find it hard to believe that Complexity is going to have some great ways to deal with the Storm Spirits. But they're going to have to do it through items eventually. But you're talking about things like Scythe, Abyssal Blade. Those are down the line. It's going to take a while before you can expect to see those online. So it's somehow keeping the Storm Spirit in check up until that point will be the key for Complexity.
So I found the stats on this Miracle Ursa, and so he's played it 7 times in the last month with an 85% win rate. So he is surely very good on this hero.
Oh, which hero? Sorry.
The Ursa, 85%
yeah.
win rate this month, and that's in the Epicenter qualifiers, so against the best teams in NA.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Miracle. Honestly, it might actually be his most played. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm thinking of like other heroes. He does play Morphling, which you saw the previous game. He plays Naga Siren every once in a while. You know, the Life Stealer, he wasn't that crazy like everyone was for a while. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually his most played since being with the team.
Yeah, so I guess it is the point where, you know, I have to jinx one of the teams. I lost my 50-50 last time. But I think I'm going to give it again to J.Storm. I just don't think they have an answer for this Braille Storm Spirit. And I think he'll be able to carry the game for the side of J.Storm.
It is very concerning. It absolutely is. Like, I'm trying to think of how does Complexity... I suppose in the laning phase, like, snipers should have a good time in the laning phase, right? Especially until level 6 on Storm Spirit. This should be, I would even think, a sniper favorite lane, I would go as far to say, but somehow moving off of that, somehow getting some rotations, I suppose, but you don't really have the lockdown, so that's the issue. What was Sven? I guess some early rotations from Sven to keep Storm Spirit in check is maybe the key here for Complexity. Yeah. But ultimately, I'm with you. Like, yeah, this seems like a Storm Spirit game and a J.Storm game right now that should favor them.
I mean, it is worth noting that because it is a support Sven instead of a safe lane Sven, this stun, it will be rotating. So, you know, if it was their only stun and it was on their carry, then you wouldn't expect them to be able to get the kills. But, you know, maybe Z-Freak will be able to set up the rotations. He is one of the pride of NA for positions, so yeah. I believe in him.
Limp throwing a tip the way of Braille to start things off, trying to get in his head. Right there is the bounty rune control. Is Complexity going to get 3 of them? No. It was a 2 for... Oh, it was a 3. Yeah, Complexity did get 3. I guess Miracle got both the top ones even, so... Ends up being a 3 for 1, favoring Complexity. And you see Miracle making his way all the way to the bottom lane on that Ursa. As right now it's just Fear down here on Phoenix for the Dire team at least. Because J.Storm, I still think, is trying to figure out what's going on. In fact, Ursa now, yeah, this is going to be a game of what the hell is going to happen. Because you see Troll running past mid. So now Ursa's heading back towards the top lane.
Yeah, as these supports, this is when it's honestly good to be a support. Because, you know, you're the one getting the farm while your carries, that you know, they're getting absolutely nothing because they're busy swapping lanes. And Miracle, he's finally got himself into a lane. But I'm curious if he stays here because he's going to show, and this means the doom of Moo is probably going to walk away.
Well, 3 for 3. Okay, they don't have a stun, so he'll be fine. He just TPs to the tower, in fact. But, you know, the rotation of resolution finally getting down there. Making it a favorable lane for J.Storm, so Wyvern just going to try to soak up that experience. But, yeah, back to the top lane. And you see Darkseer with that pull of the Iron Shell. No surprise, Z-Freak nearby, but Ursa, this is a bit awkward, isn't it? Because Ursa is trying to make some efficient farm happen out of this, but not too easy when your Darkseer is kind of pulling the creep wave like that.
I mean, there is a TP on Tavo, so I'm curious about how long he sticks around in the jungle, because at the moment, 343 has got 0 CS, and they're giving the Troll free farm, and it looks like actually Z-Freak, he's the one to take the farm.
Interesting. So what is the plan here? Are they just going to have him keep pulling the creep wave, but that, what does Ursa do? I don't know. I'm very confused if that's the play.
Illusion.
I know I guess Merkel has a creep wave right here at least.
And I mean, there's a possibility that Tavo goes to the jungle, but you know, you were totally right. He's here putting the creep wave, and then that means there's going to be nothing for Miracle. I'm very curious about what Cole are trying to achieve.
I suppose
I'll tell you upon you.
Well, I think the idea too is that they figured Ursa into that Troll Warlord lane, especially. It's going to be a brutal lane, so it's like trying to get him just something. It's not ideal up here, but just something at least, knowing that it's going to be bad down there. Let Sven soak up what he can get. So they're kind of trying to just go with that route, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, Darkseer, like, he's pulling again right here. So is Ursa just kind of sharing the farm with him? It doesn't even look like that's happening. It's, I mean, I guess he is kind of going over now, but very intriguing idea. All right, won't stick on it too much. Bryle's in trouble. Bryle's probably dead. He pops a Fairy Fire. Going to man up against Limp because he has to. Pulls him with the Vortex. It is enough damage. The first blood goes away of Limp, though. Oh, boy. What a trade. An eye for an eye. Limp credit for the first blood, however.
Oh, wow. That was so close. Limp will definitely be happy there because he got the kill first, so that means he does get the experience advantage on Bryle as well. But it is worth noting, this is, ever since they made that change to Electric Vortex, Storm Spirits, they are more and more getting these kills in lane.
Goes up right there, applying more pressure to Limp. As far as the CS is concerned, what is it? 14-1 Storm Spirit, 11-3 Snipers. So it's actually favoring the Storm Spirit slightly right now. So prediction was wrong, at least at this point. As Fury's scouting around at the bottom lane, but you do see some of the rotations happening. Darkseer has made his way down here, sure enough.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out Limp's build, because most of the snipers I've seen in lanes, they max the shrapnel just to accelerate their farm. You know, you can push out the lanes very easily, and then you can go to farm the jungle. But he's actually focusing on his laning stage by putting more points in his headshot.
Phoenix rotating over, but going to find his friend in Wyvern. He'll trade some auto attacks. Fire Spirits against the Arctic Burn of Winter Wyvern. Comes back down, and Wyvern's the one that's scared with this, apparently. He's got plenty of stick charges, so he should be fine. Yes. I mean, okay.
Yeah, Faye just ran him down.
Well, I mean, but he had 9 stick charges, but I guess he figured it's probably best just to die and then come back, and figured that wasn't going to save it. That seemed a little odd to me, but I think he could have at least tried to live right there. But either way, he is going to be resurrected and coming back.
I think you're right. The reason he chose to do it is because there's nothing he can achieve with no health and no mana, and this way he could just TP in, able to get a bounty rune. So, you know, even though you do give some gold and experience to the Phoenix, it's advantageous in the long run for you.
Well, Sven and Darkseer, hand in hand once again, now as they join together at the bottom lane. Push it out the best that they can as Wyvern makes his way to the top lane, sure enough. Mentioned got the bounty rune, and now he's going to support the Ursa. Back to the bottom lane. Fear, he's in trouble. Icarus dives 7 more seconds. It's going to be too long. Tavo, credit for the kill. The Ion Shell tick helping him to do so.
Yeah, Z-Freak got a really nice stun on him in the trees, and just the double Ion Shell power. There's nothing you can do about that, especially when your dive is on cooldown.
More pressure on a troll at the top lane, but Storm Spirit, he's level 6. That means Ball Lightning activated. Merkel, he's running. Bottle charges coming out from Storm Spirit. He's got even another one. 45 mana currently. Icarus dive 4, cancel it quickly. Just to spot him, though. Going to try to let Storm Spirit set up this kill, and that will happen. So Bryle proves to be a good TP rotation, takes out the core on the other side, and makes use of hitting level 6.
Yeah, but now he's out of mana, so I hope he has some clarities flying in for him. Yeah, there you go. Because he wants to be farming the jungle at this point in time, but with the Shrine on cooldown, no bottle charges, that was very expensive. They would have liked to get that kill a lot earlier, but they had to spend so much mana chasing him through the trees.
Sven just charges in with a double damage rune again. Being the support Sven, you're, of course, naturally able to roam a lot more effectively in the early stage, and catches a bad and off guard there, and this is also going to be a tier 1 tower kill. So talk about Storm Spirit again, a good rotation to get a hero kill, but ends up losing a tower for it as well. Resolution top lane, he's going to get run down by Darkseer. Ion Shell doing the work there. Resolution just could not get away, no TP support or anything nearby. Complexity, they take the 4-3 hero kill lead, and I mean, this Darkseer is actually looking pretty good along with the Sniper. They're both top of the net worth chart right now.
I mean, Tavo was the one they were giving the farm to. You know, I'm looking at the farm distribution, and you can still see that Miracle here. He's only got 17 CS, and he's level 5, but they're looking for a kill onto Moo. They have the stun with Z-Freak.
Yeah, they have it. One more attack from Miracle. Does it in. So speaking of a struggle, Ursa, of course, not getting a lot of the farm early on in the funky laning phase, but he'll take a hero kill.
So Ursa's nowadays, I really like it when they go for, you know, the movement speed kind of build, when they get the drums as well as the phase boots, and they're just able to stay on top of people with those kind of early items and the Orb of Venom. It's really nice. They just literally run at people, and it's so powerful.
Bryle, he's got the ball lightning. Z-Freak doesn't even try. He had a mango at stick charges, so he definitely could have gone for a stun there. But, of course, Bryle with his reactions, likely not going to get hit. So, no point to try. However, bottom lane, different story. Resolution in trouble. Aphotic Shield already used as the stun comes out, but it's too deep with Phoenix porting in. Not level 6, though, so no Supernova threat. March, he's also only level 4. Aphotic Shield at the last second trying to deny himself, not able to happen, but at least gets a turn kill on a Z-Freak. That's Bounty going further, or better even, the way of J.Storm, when you look at how much gold was given.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, with the haste stream on Z-Freak, obviously looking for kills once again. But without the Iron Shells of Tavo, they're lacking a bit of damage. But, I mean, when you bring in your Sniper, you're bound to get kills if you're able to hold someone in place for just a tiny bit of time.
Well,
and Limp, he has gone back for the 4 points in Shrapnel, by the way.
Speaking of Tavo, he got doomed up and run down eventually by Moo. So that's a solo kill for Moo. And the benefits coming of that, including 552 gold that he got for that kill right there. So his own drums are looking pretty good now. So good news for J.Storm. Going back to Sniper, let's theorycraft a little bit. What do we think Sniper is going to go this game? Because, you know, items like, you know, having something like a Diffusal Blade isn't honestly a bad option this game, but I don't know if we're going to see that on Sniper, though, necessarily.
Is under attack.
Yeah, as you say, it's not very common to see that kind of item on Sniper. Occasionally you see Snipers go for the Mask of Madness, and if he does go for that 20% cooldown talent, which they usually go for, there is also the possibility of that Midas if he just wants to be focused on his farm. But I would like to see him fight earlier. So I think, you know, a Hurricane Pike, because he might be kited by that Doom, as well as the Phoenix just want to get away from them, the extra range to be able to hit into that egg. So definitely I think Hurricane Pike should be his first item, probably, unless he gets a farm accelerant.
It's enough damage eventually. Good find on a Doom there. Bounty Rune spawn. Looks like Complexity, from what I can tell, it's a 2 for 2, so the bottles and stuff, it's hard to tell sometimes. But a 2 for 2 exchange bottom lane. As Tavo, he's going to take some pressure between Troll and Abaddon, but with the Surge, he'll be good. How is Troll doing? Troll, he's third in net worth right now, so he's actually doing pretty good. Resolution. He's got his nice starting builder, full power treads, a couple of Wraith Bands, full wand. Queues up that Morbid Mask. So my guess would be a casual Morbid Mask for now, at least.
Yeah, I think it's a casual Morbid Mask, and then probably the SMY. I don't think you would get the casual Morbid Mask if you were going into the full Battle Fury. I mean, there was the option if he wanted to farm very hard and take this very late game that he could go for the Battle Fury. But I think he just wants to be relevant a bit earlier on.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Storm Spirit, meanwhile, in Vizrune, currently bottled up there. He was coming bottom lane. They scanned out behind the tower, hoping somebody was there, but Complexity, they're giving it up. It's a Troll Warlord, and all the resources that are being put into it, it's just not worth the defense.
Radiant's
That's a tier 1 tower kill. Yep, you see Troll queuing up that SNY as talked about. But Bryle goes back to the mid lane, and speaking of what he may get, looks like he's got that Kaya queued up at least. So that's his starting item for the time being. You know, an item that would be fun to see that we do not see a lot of is that Sanjin Kaya.
I mean, I don't know if you were looking last game, but on the OD of Bryle, he was Sanjin Kaya, not Kaya and Yasha.
Yeah, Kaya and Yasha. Yeah, no, that's a little more popular. That's what I'm saying, though. Sanjin Kaya.
No one builds that. I've never seen that on a hero. It's just it's not right.
Status resistance, man. But yeah, in a game that we're talking about, it's just not. He's not really worried about a lot of stuns, I suppose. Kind of defeats the purpose. So.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this Storm Spirit build of after the Kaya. I think he'll probably go for the Orchid. It's either the Orchid or the Bloodstone, I think, for him. But I think he'll go for the Orchid, and then his aim will be to pick off 3-4-3 in the fights, kind of like he was doing against the Oracle.
3-4-3 this time on the Wyvern, which in a sense is just as powerful for his own reasons as March gets picked off. Miracle, credit for the kill, but Abaddon, I'm guessing he was on some sort of warding mission there. Only reason for that placement. And he's level 5 still, so Abaddon, struggle life continues for levels. Miracle is just running. He wants to find somebody. He finds Troll. A little too far. There's a TP coming in, and Abaddon, he's like, all right, I don't want to die a second time. He ends up canceling it. So Complexity just going to take over the jungle instead.
Something, you know, I didn't mention during the draft is, but there's so much, like, speed acceleration for this Ursa. They have the level 4 Warcry already, they have the Surge of the Darkseer, so it's just so easy for him to get on top of anyone.
This is an interesting place right here. Both teams can see each other. Although, never mind, it looks like that one gets countered. So Complexity had a ward down, it gets countered though, and all of a sudden their vision becomes a bit less top lane. What's happening up here? In fact, Storm Spirit, he's too far. Ball lightning. That's all the mana. He uses this last tick of the chart, or the bottle charges, but I think he got taken off anyways. He's just dead. 30 seconds he's going to be out for. So they try to dive. It looked like the sniper there, but that backfired big time.
Have you seen Limp's item build? I was not expecting this. This is the item build we saw, but usually with a minus with the cooldown. But he's just getting those early Necro 3s, I guess, to help with hitting the egg.
Hitting the egg, the mana burn against Storm Spirit, like there is multi-purpose. I go back to the whole diffusal, potential for the mana burn purpose, and I suppose Necronomicon is another way to do that. That is a really interesting choice. Rushing into
but Complexity with that kill onto Viral, they're right on into the Rage Pit, taking advantage of that timing.
Supernova, very defensive one there for J.Storm, so that's not going to accomplish much. Z-Freak, of course, was picked up, but especially to guarantee the Aegis pickup, they'll take it. That's an Aegis now. I'm guessing Ursa. Yeah, Ursa picked it up. He just got his drums finished as well. Man, this is an Ursa that really did not have a laning phase for at least the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game, and is now up there with the best. In fact, he's doing so much damage to Bryle. And you're seeing that speed that you're talking about. You just, especially now with the drums, this is a dead Storm Spirit. That was all Ursa.
Consider yourself lucky.
They don't even need the Sniper Assassinate. This is the power of the Darkseer plus the Ursa, really. Just the Surge on top of him, and you're not able to get away from him. Moo, maybe with a Scorched Earth, he might be able to do it, but the Surge, he's just right on top of him again.
Who needs stuns when you can just run after them forever, it feels like. As over here, what the hell's going on? Well, that's a Witcher's Curse on Phoenix. He's being beat down by the Troll. The Phonic Shield helping to keep him alive, but now with Ursa coming over as well, I think J.Storm wants to try to retreat. In fact, Abaddon, he's going to go down. Vacuum helps guarantee that kill. Resolution, he's in trouble. That Stormhammer going to go all the distance. Needs to make sure not to run next to him, so Phoenix getting stunned initially. Resolution Assassinate already hits. Ursa, can he find him in time? Is it enough damage? No, one more attack maybe would have been the kill, but he ports out in time. Fear, different story. He can only go so far with that Sun Ray. So easy kill for Complexity. They're going to transition into a very nice tower kill. Yeah, Complexity. This is what they needed for sure. Somehow to have Ursa recover after a horrible, essentially no laning phase start. And early game momentum, they certainly have the potential.
I mean, Miracle is literally just saying, I don't need to farm creeps if I can farm heroes, and his whole team are enabling him to do that. And Limp's pickup of these Necrobooks, we've already seen them pay off, and as you were mentioning, all the positive bits about it. I guess we didn't think about it, but because it's kind of it was a meme sniper build in our pubs, but it's really paying dividends here in this game.
It's about adapting sometimes to what just makes sense. So prepare for your snipers to build Necronomicons, ladies and gentlemen. And your pub games moving forward as well. But yeah, so far it's working out pretty well. For Limp is level 2. Level 3 is actually just about finished. With that cooldown reduction as you go back to. Pretty damn good. Guardian Greaves just finished on Darks here, meanwhile. Holy crap. So Tavo. Yeah, he's still second in farm. I keep forgetting that he's just kind of quietly doing his thing with his farm.
Yeah, Darkseid, he just, quietly puts an Iron Shell on a creep. Interesting enough, he hasn't opted for the Helm of the Dominator, which is very often we see from Darkseid. So they are looking to mount this early push with the Guardian Greaves. That this is a very much a let's group up together item.
Yeah, that's actually, I was thinking about that too, right as you said that. The no Helm of the Dominator, I'm a little curious, but either way, having the Guardian Greaves at this timing is really good for sure. And of course, if you went Helm of the Dominator, probably wouldn't happen by now.
Dire's middle tower
They
is
smoke
under
behind
attack.
the sniper. You can tell J.Storm's in a spot of trying to figure out if it's worth trying to defend. My guess is probably not. In fact, Resolution.
Radiant's bottom
Look
tower
how
is under
fast this
attack.
Ursa is.
Fuzzy Bear just wants a hug. Yeah, they're not going to give it to him though. So, Rolling Axe is helping. March. Okay. Oh, that's a curse to keep him in place and then eventually finish the job. There you go.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, I mean he's
tower
running at
is under
730
attack.
speed. I think I saw there for a
Dire's
second.
structures are fortified.
Like,
It's absolutely crazy, and Brial obviously doing the right thing here, cutting the wave, because otherwise I'm pretty sure they would just go high ground
Dire's middle
for the side of
tower
complexity
has
here.
fallen.
oh yeah, exactly. Brow. He does just that, and clearly J.Storm's in this state of they're trying to delay this as much as possible because I'll get to this in a second, but they're still pushing tier 3. This is definitely tier 3. Do they go for the racks or do they go for shrines? Is my question from this. Z-Freak taking a lot of burn.
I think you go back for shrines. I don't think you overextend here. You can feel that you're powerful, and you don't want to feed away that lead. Complexity did enough of that the last game, so this time they're going to play it a tiny bit safer.
Well, they're almost doing a fake fallback. Somebody TP'd. Oh, Sniper's not here, but the rest of them were ready to jump back in if they got the opportunity, but they can't find it. Vlad's almost finished on Sven, so he's going to bring some nice utility. Going back to the point I was going to make, that you look at what Trolls got queued up. Resolution, he's sitting on 3,000 gold. He is going back to a Battle Fury. So he went Yasha first, planning to go a Battle Fury now, so he's playing the long con.
Yeah, I guess J.Storm, they don't think that they're going to be able to fight into complexity massively in this early game, and they realize, Troll is the hardest carry on this map, especially with the help of the Storm Spirit. So late game is where they want to get to, but especially with this Basher now on the Ursa, I'm a bit worried for the side of J.Storm.
Yeah, there's a little more of an answer to the crowd control problem that we're worried for complexity with their lineup. Of course, the eventual Abyssal Blade is what you really want, that and especially a Blink Dagger, which he doesn't have yet either, so I'm guessing he's going to go Blink next, and then maybe the Abyssal Blade follow-up. But they smoke up and wrap it around on a Fear, trying to catch him at least. The Village Discord put down, okay, that was by Phoenix, actually. He's going to want himself. He does have an Icarus dive. He's going to need to use it here, and not TPing yet. Oh, boy. I mean, he just can't get away. Troll's nearby, but with the Bash proc, no chance to run, and Troll's like, I love you, man, but you're on your own.
I mean, it's fun history on the Ursa. Like, honestly, he could move faster with help from his team. He didn't even need that haste route, but it just cements the point that you're never escaping this bear. Like, it's the bear of your bears. It's not at all.
Your mic just got a little staticky inside. I think it's a server. Here, I'm going to recall you real quick.
Sure.
Let's try to fix that out. Hello, you there?
Hello.
Okay.
How do I sound?
That sounds better now. Good. Okay. Yes. Just the getaway.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes. Can you not hear me now? Oh boy.
Oh no, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Scaring me there. All right. So they're doing they're killing the shrine finally. They come back for this objective, and I say finally. We're 21 minutes into this game. This is going to be a shrine kill for complexity, as well as a tier 2 tower kill. So. Talk about, again, just this very good momentum they have going right now. Doom does have a Blink Dagger picked up to go with the drums, and Moo once again is just going to cut the creep wave middle and trying to stall that. Of course, the bottom lane is where the creep wave is really at, though. And Complexity making use of it as they push in. Now, they do not have Aegis anymore, remember. So they're being a little risky here, but knowing that Troll is going to Battle Fury, I suppose that could be a reason why they feel pretty confident about this. They get the tower kill, and Shrapnel's down, protecting against the racks as well. Doom applied to Tavo. That's a good target. However, he just gets bursted like it's nothing right there. The backlines. Storm Spirit, he's locked down as well by the Witch's Curse. Great Stripes adding up, but Limp is in trouble. Limp got too close for comfort. He ends up falling as Supernova popped by Fear in the backlines too. Will eventually go off, and Complexity's acting like they want to keep this going though. Even losing the sniper, they're interested to still fight.
Yeah, so a really nice reveal of that Blink Dagger there, finding the Darkseid on the backline because he is their counter initiation with that vacuum wall, with the Guardian Creeps. But we see the real thinking here of Complexity because they just use the Winter's Curse on top of that Storm Spirit and then burn all his mana with the Necro 3 creeps. It's a really nice combination and he's not able to do anything about it.
He's out for 10 more seconds, but Sniper soon to be up, the Manta style. Almost finished on him, but Bloodstone finished on Storm Spirit. Talk about some key items. Battle Fury just picked up by Troll. Bloodstone on Storm Spirit. So this is that moment now where if you're J.Storm, ideally some things can start going your way. It's a 6,000 net worth lead for Complexity, which is of course great for them. But I do feel like J.Storm could potentially be in still a decent spot considering. We mentioned, or we saw even the last fight, yeah, the blink on Doom and be able to jump Tava like that. Now, unfortunately, he cannot save his teammate right there. In fact, he almost might get himself killed because of this. Stuns in. He is going to run away. However, Abaddon, not nearly as fast. Borrowed time. He's like, all right, you got me. I'm going to run this way. Please chase me. There's another kill from Ursa. I still can't get over. This is an Ursa that like had no laning phase, and now he's 8-1-1.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing what the side of Complexity have been able to achieve. And with those 2 kills, they're just going back into the base. They had these 2 lanes pushed in. And what I was going to say for the side of J.Storm, they have the Battle Fury, they have the Bloodstone. Well, both of those are kind of farming items. So they need, you know, like another 5 minutes to truly come online. And Complexity are not going to give that.
And you can tell, I mean, they're essentially, yeah, J.Storm just, I don't want to say lost, but, or seems lost, but they're playing like the 2 cores are just off farming while the 3 supports essentially are just trying to stall this as much as they can. But instead they're just dying over and over again and still giving up the objectives anyway. So it doesn't seem like the most efficient game plan ever, but now we see a hold here, or at least an attempt. Doom, he buys back for this. He's got his Doom ready. Blink is ready as well. Can he find the target? Sure, he wants a Darkseer. Meanwhile, the curse on a Phoenix. Phoenix in trouble. Is going to be enough damage for the kill. No, it's not initially, but the vacuum wall pulling from Tavo. He eventually gets doomed up, but he's already done his job. Phoenix is dead. Doom is out. Abaddon goes down. Resolution will fall as soon as his ultimate wears off. And Storm Spirit, all he can do is just ball lightning through. And then ball lightning back to base. The combo's real from Tavo. Complexity, total control.
Yeah, Complexity, just a great fight. Storm not able to get anything off. An amazing Winter's Curse onto a whole bunch of people with the follow-up of the vacuum wall. And J.Storm, I'm pretty sure, I think they're thinking about next game now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this game 3 is looking very, very realistic right now. It is not over, though, because, you know, you do have a troll there with the Battle Fury and 1,200 gold saved up. If he manages to get a BKB sooner than later, then perhaps a fight is more realistic. But so I guess what I'm getting at is I'm not surprised to see J.Storm not concede just yet, considering stuff like that. But still, it's not the greatest spot to be in. Well, Brown did not also die, so he still has the 14 charges on the Bloodstone. In fact, he's trying to find another one right here, and they are going to find it. In fact, they're going to find 2 most likely, although maybe not. Miracle all of a sudden. He comes in for the fight, and Brown has to run. Buyback from the Wyvern, by the way. And you see S4 make it 5 with Doom porting in. J.Storm ready to fight if they have to. Troll Warlord, Battle Trance, it's on cooldown. He also took plenty of damage from the Necronomicon unit right there, the Brawler. And Doom's going to get caught with the Stormhammer, and so does Troll. Winter's Curse up inside on Storm Spirit. He's done in place. Down goes Troll Warlord. Storm able to zip-zap away for now, trying to kill the Wyvern, but he's losing teammates around him meanwhile. And if a Bash Brock comes out, he's dead, and there it is. I think that's when you know it's over.
Yeah, and Limp with the voice line as well as 343 with the tip. That's exactly the right thing to do. Get the mental game going. But for the side of J.Storm, you know, really nice exit kills, just chasing with the Storm Spirit. You know, they've lost 2 lanes of barracks. You think they're defeated, but no, they're looking to kill off your Wyvern. But the buyback and the turnarounds, they knew they could take that fight from the side of Complexity.
J.Storm really fighting to the bitter end right here. The Ancient at half-life, a little bit less now. Complexity just can't finish it yet, though. So J.Storm is going to push them off for the time being. Storm still down for 25 seconds. They just wanted it to be pretty once again for Tavo. Battle Trance is... That's unfortunate. He's hitting into a cold embrace Ursa. And the GGs are called, so the inevitable is here for a little bit now. Complexity takes game 2, and they force that third game. So I guess we really did underestimate just the speed of Complexity's lineup. Who needs lockdown when, again, they just can't get away from you because of the speed anyways?
I mean, you're totally right. The stuns are there to help you hit people, but if you're so fast that you can just hit people anyway, you don't need any stuns. And the side of Complexity, I thought the late lanes personally didn't go great for them, but they knew exactly how to enable Miracle in this draft. And I have to say, Limp, great identification with that the item build of the Necrobooks. Never anything I would have thought of, but shows if you don't just run on autopilot, if you really think about what is my best item here, you can make a really unique choice that wins you a game. And I think that Necrobook is really, really clever there.
Absolutely. That level 10 talent most certainly gives it a lot of probabilities to being a decent item pickup. So, yeah, great play from Limp for sure as far as his decision-making goes. I mean, Miracle, what else is there to say once again? Just 13-1-7 on this Ursa. I'm going to go back to, let's look at the graph real quickly. The player net worth. Yeah, you see Ursa for the first 10, at the 10-minute mark, he was 7th in net worth. Way down there, just absolute struggle. And finishes the game with the best score. Obviously, plenty of team effort to help around for sure, but Tava had a hell of a game on Darkseer. Good team effort really was by Complexity, so.
Yes, it's honestly something amazing to see that, how well they play around this hero, really enabling him. I think if you ever see this Darkseer again, you have to think about the Ursa ban. I don't think you can let them have that combination. And then the only really thing I have to say for J.Storm is they just weren't prepared for this tempo. You see a Battlefield, you see a Bloodstone. They needed items to fight earlier, and they just weren't going to have them.
Yep, they took the risk. They figured they could fight for the late game, but one problem with that, it never got even close to a late game stage. So props to Complexity. Again, we got a game 3, though. That's what we're excited for. So we are going to go on that short break. But Complexity versus J.Storm, the winner finals here of the North American Qualifiers. The StarLadder ImbaTV Dota 2 minor. That's what they're trying to qualify for. Who will move on to the grand finals? Who will drop down to the lower bracket? What we're going to find out next as I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Hasbaz. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.